7:25 on a Wednesday morning. Look at that. The sun has made its way onto our fine, fine city. And so has Jerome Lussier on the BT couch from L'Actualité. Jerome, thank you so much for joining us. You get two hosts today.
Yes.
Two
Perfect.
hosts, many questions.
Yes.
Well, we're going to get straight to it because there's so much to talk about.
Sure.
PKP throws his hat in the race. What is going on?
What is going on? Many things, many questions raised about this. And I've touched upon some of them. There's a whole ethical issue, but let's leave that
As
aside
journalists,
for,
yes.
We'll have you
leaders.
back for that discussion.
That's right. That's another whole issue. But I think what's interesting to note is that the PKP arrival at the PQ marks, at least in my view, sort of it completes a shift. And it is the shift from the Parti Québécois having put forward for the past 15 years, let's say. The Parti Québécois, of course, remained an officially sovereigntist party, but it's not what they put forward. They didn't talk about it much, especially during election campaigns. They didn't put that issue to the forefront. They talked about their center-left policies. They were the party of labor unions.
And then PKP coming in is...
Well, this is exactly what I want to get to, but they were the party of environmental policies. They were the progressive alternative to the IDQ, whatever. But over the years, months, and now last days, they've pretty much abandoned all these positions, PKP being the last one, where basically what this signifies is they took unions and threw them under the bus, pretty much.
Well, because we'll remind people that as an employer, there was a lot of issues with lockouts, and our friends at Videotron and Le Journal de
Not
Montréal.
considered the best employer in the city.
No.
Well, at least for certainly anti-labor unions.
Yeah.
He's against the RAND formula. He's, at least said so in the past.
Yeah.
So what you have now is a party that doesn't have much else other than sovereignty to put forward, and in a way that can unite all its militants and its future caucus. It's pretty much the only thing left because
all the issues are gone. They used to be like environmentally.
They all cancel each other out. Now you still have a labor side, but now you have PKP acting as a counterweight. The environmental lobby feels betrayed. They've become the sort of the new ADQ. So the only thing left to unite all these people is sovereignty. So
the divisive issue.
So it has to be front and center.
So let's talk about this sovereignty, and this had me thinking for young voters. And let's talk referendum. There's been two so far,
Sure.
and then right now we're most likely looking at a third one.
That's where we're heading.
There are
Yes.
people that have lived to.
Yeah.
I myself was 10 years old in '95, so I wasn't quite aware of what's going on. And now there are people that weren't even born in '95 that will be going through this right now. So do you think that there's enough information right now, and with everything that's going on and it's shifting so quickly, that there's enough for the youth to understand the consequence of a referendum, whether it goes through or whether it doesn't go through?
It's an interesting question. In a way, I think it's also a question nobody saw coming. It's new, at least to me. Nobody expected this election to focus on independence and a referendum to this extent. I think you're right. I think you're right to imply that there may not be that much information right now out there because nobody expected the election to bear on this question so much. Is there? I mean, to a certain degree, I would say a referendum is simple. I mean, everyone understands what it is. The consequences aren't so simple. Of course, if there is a referendum campaign, much information will be circulated at that moment. But if you're referring to just the fact that what happens if there is a referendum, whether or not the outcome is the yes or no side winning, I don't know. It's a hard question. It's a hard question because people have heard about it. Obviously, if you're going to be voting in a referendum, you've gone to school, you've learned about it, but it's unclear what people know about it.
But we're back to this debate now that we haven't talked about for so long. It's now a yes or no debate.
Yeah. That's what you were trying to say at this point, but by saying, I mean, we have to wrap it. I mean, the issues right now seem to, everyone's talking economy, healthcare, but they almost seem like, right now it's a vote for, are you voting for another referendum, or are you not voting?
I think it's,
is that where we're
strangely
at?
enough, it's become that.
Yeah.
And it used to be the Liberal Party who tried to make this the issue, even though the Parti Québécois wasn't talking about it. This time,
but it looks like
they are the ones. The Parti Québécois is the party that actually forced itself in that debate.
And all of this at the arrival of PKP, he's seemed to be the turning point. Well, Jerome Lussier,
never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. We'll have you back, of course, next week.
Sure.
Thank you so much. And guys, we're going to take a short break and keep pondering on this. Of course, we'll take a short break. We'll be back here on Breakfast Television, only on City.